I'm very excited about the future of Jasco, having seen that we're 30% through the repositioning of the group. Now, our prospects are very different depending which vertical you're talking about. So when I address prospects, I normally cut it down to the different verticals. One is the ICT. What's happening in ICT? It is, I still say that it's a mature environment, but there's some exciting businesses happening. You know, Alan or Craig coming to the leadership of Cell C after leading Vodacom, to me is exciting because he's making everybody nervous. And when operators get nervous, they spend because they feel they've got to spend because they've got to be better than the other one. That spend partly comes to us, so I'm very happy. You should continue making these guys nervous. Also, ATA has become very aggressive in data, which has compelled the other networks to deploy more and more data networks where we work as well. Connectivity in terms of bandwidth is starting to become ubiquitous in South Africa. In other words, it's going to be everywhere. We've got the undersea cables, all these fiber optics terminating everywhere. We just need the price to come down in terms of that. We're not seeing that coming down enough because we will fill those pipes. We have the ability, we have the technology, and we have the content to fill those pipes. But prices need to come down. That connectivity is going to go into SADC, and that's going to be our extended or let's call it backyard, where we're going to do business going forward. You know, East Africa, there's a termination of the undersea cable. West Africa, and they're busy trenching as we speak, east to west, inland, so that we have pure connectivity. So ICT play in Southern Africa is going to be quite exciting. Enterprise market, also in SADC. You know, we have not seen the demand for bigger call centers or even medium-sized call centers or contact centers in SADC. You know, if I look at the SADC opportunity, combined, the 12 countries are maybe 10 to 12% of what we do in South Africa. So it's small. But because of the lack of connectivity, with the landing of the fiber optic cables and the bandwidth being available throughout the subcontinent, I think this is going to change. And we don't want to be a me too. We want to be there from the start. And that's why we're making inroads into that. Also, in the enterprise space, cloud solutions, virtual solutions, OPEX spend, not just CAPEX spend. In the old days, if you wanted a call center, PABX, a data line, you had to buy hardware and you had to buy software. No more. You can buy the software as a service and you have nothing. You have vaporware, but you just pay an annuity type business, which is a contract that you lock in your customer for 3 to 5 years. So very excited about that vertical. The second vertical in terms of industry, what are we seeing? We're seeing conscious development. What do I mean by conscious development? You cannot now go build a big new office park or an industrial park or anything like that without coming up front and saying, what are you doing for the environment? How are you going to reduce your carbon footprint? That's where we play. With our security, with our power management system, and putting all of that together, we make buildings efficient. And that's where we're going to play. I'm very excited about that because the carbon footprint is going to be our money spinner going forward. The third vertical being our energy vertical is where I see the substantive growth. We've got to take the power that Eskom intends to generate, we've got to distribute it. So the new power needs to be distributed. This means cable in the ground or cable in the air. This means transformers and substations on the pavements. And this is all what we're starting to do. So that's pretty exciting. With MTech, I see that as a fantastic business. I understand government's infrastructure spend. I also understand the state-owned enterprises, governments compelling them to spend locally. Eskom came out with a tender over the weekend for 95% of their requirement coming from South African entities. We won such entity. Yes, so our competition, but it's very good news for South African industry. Having said that, in the past, I think 60% of their requirement came offshore. So we got to brace ourselves, pull up our boots, and make sure that we can perform. Not just us, but our competition. Because the issue is, let's keep the jobs in South Africa. So in terms of those three markets, and what I see as the developments going forward, very, very exciting.